tablet 4 out of 7, when Marduk had just slain Tiamat and what happened after that. To Tiamat he now turned his attention, the one he had caught, and the Lord Marduk trod upon the lower parts of her body. Raising his merciless hammer high, he pulverized her skull, then sliced open the arteries that carried her watery blood. He caused the north wind to take it, to convey good tidings. When his forebears saw it, they were jubilant and all sang out. Then made plans to meet him with presents, gifts of greeting. The Lord took a moment to rest and looked over her corpse. He split the monster's cadaver and made marvelous things, severing it up the middle, flaying it in half like a drying fish, one of which he thrust up to make the vault of the heavens. He drew a gate in front of it, put into the care of a guardian. Her waters were bounded so that they may not surge free. And he went forward, traversing the sky, seeking a holy place. He made the Apsu, Nidimud's dwelling, entirely smooth. And the Lord then measured out the Apsu's total dimensions. The immense shrine which he had built to resemble it was Eshara, and in the temple of Eshara, which he made to resemble heaven, there he placed the centers of veneration for Anu, Elil, and Ea. He constructed various stations for each one of the high gods, and concerning the stars, he placed constellations for each one. Then he established the year and set forth its subdivisions. He assigned 3 stars to signify each of the 12 months, and as he formulated his intentions for every day of the year, he set forth the station of Neberu to delineate their movement. I'm just looking for the next bit because it goes on and on about stars for about 5 pages. Wherever there is an indicator, proceed over its own course, then do not fail to enter the hall of judgment and decide. Make your selection of the bow star for robbery and war. Make your choice Ninmah for pregnancy and the unborn. Make your choice the harrow for the fertility of the field. Make your choice the wild boar for growth and productivity, and so on throughout all of the stars of the constellations. Now, would the dribble of Tiamat be the next thing to be utilized, remembering that Tiamat had transformed herself into a dragon and her spittle was venomous. Marduk had collected together all of the dribble that had spilled. He collected it into clusters and made the scurrying clouds, giving rise to the winds and making it a source for the rains. By gathering together her venom, he caused mists to swell. These he managed himself to be controlled by his own hand. He set her head out and heaped up deep mounds of terrain, severing open bursting springs from which the streams poured. He made the Tigris and the Euphrates River pour from her eyes, sealed up her nostrils so that the baleful river would not flow. He gathered together from her udder the treeless mountains and drilled out holes so as to drain away the stagnant waters. Spanned her tail across, fixing it fast to tie up the heavens and establish the waters of the Apsu underneath his feet. Then he placed her thigh so as to bolster up the sky's vault. Half of her body was used to make the sky, half the earth. He twirled the creation so that the insides of Tiamat spun. He spread out his net so that it spanned the entire world. Then he fixed its endpoints to places upon heaven and earth, binding them with knots of looping them around pillars. Then after he had set forth religion, designating its rituals, he tossed down the reins which were taken up by Ea. Then he took up the tablet of fate that Kingu had taken, and he delivered it to Ea to be used at the initial reading. Then the prisoners of war he shackled were rank ordered, and he marched them in enslavement before his forebears. As for the 11 demons Tiamat had spawned, he took them, destroyed their arms, and had them bound beneath his feet. Then he had pictures made of them and fixed at Apsu's gate. Let these be an indication that are recalled in future years. And there's another bit, there's a whole pile about his gods and forebears. And remember, Apsu was the father god that Ea had slain and had become a temple. It now became a sort of a landmass, and the whole area around the crescent of fertility, the fertile crescent.